Right, the problem is as well, because it... Hello, welcome to the VR Cauldron, and in this video we're looking at haptic pistols, more specifically this haptic pistol and stock from DeadeyeVR, the Enforcer. It's not turned on. So although shooting games aren't probably my main type of game I play in VR, I have had experience with them. My first experience was the ProTube VR Gunstock, which didn't go great. It was all right, but I decided that they weren't really for me. Before the Quest 3 released, I was sent this stock from Kiwi VR, which looks pretty cool. And as it was just at about the time I was getting more into e-bikes, I never had a chance to review it. So sorry about that, Kiwi VR. Now though, DeadeyeVR, those people who sent me the bow and arrow accessory, have now sent me the pistol accessory. And if I turn it on, you'll see the kind of thing it does. That's very weak. And the reason it's very weak is because I turned it off and it was on the really weakest mode. If I turn that up and turn it on again, it goes a bit quicker. However, that's not really how it works. Let me just quickly show you how it works. So like basically the top goes backwards and forwards. If you hold that, well, let me sort it out first. Oh God, batteries have run out. So let me tell you how to recharge the batteries. Inside here is a battery, and by turning that down, which by the way was really stiff when I got it, so I had to get pliers to try and ply it down, and now it moves all right, but it's a bit wrecked. So out comes that, out comes the battery, and you unclip it just like you would any old computer peripheral. There you go. So that's the battery that goes in there. And you can plug it in like this. There you go. So plugged in. And when it's plugged in, that light turns red. Except it isn't turning red. So that's quite annoying. So there's two ways you can interpret this review now. You could interpret it as a terrible review because it's all going wrong, or you can interpret it as a real review because you can see what's going wrong. Because for some reason, that is not charging up now. And it didn't really last very long in the first place. I was probably playing it for about half an hour and it started going beep rubbish. Let me tell you how it works really quickly though. So once it is all in, that is your shot. That one is your burst fire. And that is your single shot. Obviously, it's actually a VR accessory and not just a fun little toy that you can pretend to shoot people with. So it has to go in this cup. By the way, it comes unassembled. There's quite a few steps to put it together. I'm not going to go through it, but there's a really good video from DeadeyeVR about how you put it together, and it's generally quite clear. Now, first problem I had is my grips don't fit. Now this is actually for the Quest 2, the Quest 3, the Quest 3S, and I think the Quest Pro as well. But to use it, you need to not have grips. Luckily, mine squeeze out really easily, and even without the battery door, it goes in. And then you can push that down to lock it into place, which is cool. And the trigger there actually pulls the trigger button of your Quest controller. So that's really cool. So plug in, there you go. Take that bit, battery slots into there. It's all quite clever. Up the kind of runner, make sure the wire is all inside, push it down, and then if it's all pushed down properly, that will turn and lock into place, which it isn't. It's already on. Right, it should work now. Nope. Get in there. Right, that's definitely going to do it this time. Let's turn you off. There we go. Right, so that bit there, down, locked. Right, so turn it on. That's a bit better, isn't it? So it was charging, even though it was green for some reason. So let's hold that. See how fast it is. Turn this. Ugh. See? All the way to slow. And then power. All the way up. All the way down. I can't really tell the difference. delay. So no delay, and then full delay. So there's a little, you can just about tell, I'll do it and then it does it. See? Not a massive delay. However, and you might think, I don't want a delay, but when you start playing the game, when you pull the trigger, quite often there is a bit of delay that you didn't realise was there. So then you go, oh, actually, this happened before that happened. So I actually do want to slow it down a little bit. And then here's burst. No more diggers from me. And here is single shot. Except it does it 3 times. There we go. And you might want to turn the strength of that up. Like I said though, I can't tell. Now this bit, £123, so that's the expensive part. This bit is the cheaper bit. That bit's carbon fibre, so it's all pretty strong. However, the plastic bits seem to be 3D printed. And my first issue was, well actually it was my first issue, it's just my issue today when I was recording, that it broke. Because I was playing with this a lot before Christmas, and then I came to do it today to do the, oh, Happy New Year by the way, and I hope you had a good Christmas, to do the recording, and I forgot, there's actually a little clip on, let me just turn it off, here, so that clip there, because this will plonk magnetically onto the stock. But I forgot that clip was there, and when I went to pull it off, I ripped it. And I've just super glued it. This is the magnetic thing. It's back on. And it's been glued. But because it's 3D printed, I don't think the glue's going to hold up. Because it already hasn't. Because I've glued it before and this is the second time. So, this can pop onto there. And see that come out and go back in again? So now it's locked in. And it is very secure. So when I pull it off, I'm going to kind of hold that just so it doesn't snap. So then you can pull that off. There we go. And put it back on again. Now the problem is, because I've glued it, if I tighten that too much, it will actually try and force the bond to break. So I'm not going to do that for this video. So when I'm playing it in the clips of this, it's actually taped. But I did manage to play it without the tape. So I do know what it's like without the tape. It's got this bit here, the butt, is it? Or the stock? The stock, I don't know. I'm not a gun man. But it can be loosened like that, and it can go up and down. I found up was the closest I could get to matching the gun that I had in the game. And I was playing Starship Troopers mainly, which is a fairly new game, it's been out a couple of months. Now the question is, what does having this actually solve? Now the Gunstock itself solves the problem of when you've got a two-handed weapon and you haven't got a Gunstock, your arms are kind of moving independently, so it doesn't really feel like you've got a proper Gunstock. Pistols, they're always great, but two-handed weapons, not so much. So having the Gunstock, it means you can do that, boom, 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 and your hands are solidly together, and it does feel like you're holding the weapon. The problem I found with this is it seems, although you can move this part to be more vertical or more horizontal, even when I had it horizontal, it never really matched up to the position of the front of the gun. These are always set up as if it's a Tommy gun, so you need that as flat as possible, but it doesn't really go on. This is a bit wobbly because it snapped. I got it so it was kind of okay, but it was never perfect. The second issue I've got is that bit there. Sorry about my chair. My chair is so horrible. Is really sharp. So when I was holding it like that, especially in pistol mode. Oh no, clip. There we go. Pistol mode, it's quite heavy. It's quite front heavy because all the stuff is down there, all the innards, and you're holding it at the back. So that bit there, rubbing on that bit of my finger. So after a while, I get a bit of a blister coming. Also, despite the fact that you can improve on these things, it's really annoying to get used to, because let's say you want to use it, you're holding it, but your gun, you actually haven't got your gun yet in VR, so I had to kind of go over there, pick my gun up, but I already had my gun, so now I've got a gun like that, and I'm holding it like that. When I want to reload, I've got to take this off, take a clip, put it in there, go around there, turn it on. You do get used to it, and you put it on. However, no matter how much you get used to it, you are going to be quicker at doing that without this. And that's the problem. And the question is, in terms of accuracy, I don't think it improves your accuracy that much. It just feels a bit better on two-handed weapons. So if you want to play a game and have it feeling real all the time, then this helps. But if you're playing like competitive, it's probably best not to have it because it will slow you down, even though you get used to it. And if people see this video and comment, people will comment, oh, but I've got really fast at it. Yeah, you have maybe, but you'll still be faster if you didn't have this. And the haptic, is the haptic any good? The problem is as well, because it, the haptic carries on. It's not as obvious when you've run out of bullets. Oops, I ran out of bullets. I'm finding it easy to take the controller just straight out of the thing as well. I mean, you can do both. I'll do it the other way this time. No. Also, if I run out of bullets, and I want to get my sidearm, well, you can obviously use this one, pick it up. Actually, in Starship Troopers, your sidearm's on your back. Yeah, we can. Where's my sidearm? There it is. I don't sure know to reload that. Let's put that back. Right. You don't have any haptic feedback there, but let's say you had a sidearm and you decided, right, I want to use, I've paid 123 quid for this. Oh, clip, it's got a clip. Keep forgetting about the clip. That's how it broke in the first place. So I'm going to use this. Boom. But before you shoot someone, you got to go. There we go. But the question is this immersion worth it? Because yeah, it's cool. But in real life, you wouldn't have to press that button, would you? You'd get your gun and you'd start shooting. And this is heavy. This is really front heavy. What I did is I ended up playing Pistol Whip. Pistol Whip is just a simple game where you've got a gun and you're shooting some people. You don't have to worry about getting different type of weapons or anything like that. It's just a rhythm game that I haven't played for ages, by the way, which is why I'm terrible. But playing that, whoa, you really do notice how front heavy it is. You don't notice so much when you got the stock because it's holding you up. It helps. Like really, you're not putting any weight on that bit. You're holding it at the front and on your shoulder. But when it's simple pistol, oh, the clip. It's really heavy. So the question is, would I use it? No. Like I had the Pro Tube before. Did I use it after the review? No, I didn't, because it was such a faff and I couldn't be bothered. Also, this strap, they're annoying. I hate them. I've always hated shoulder straps. Whether I've got a bag or anything, they just fall off. Maybe I've got dinky little shoulders. I don't know. I never liked them. Never got on with them. So I wouldn't use it. Would I recommend it? For the whole thing, it's £205. And it broke because it's 3D printed stuff. For 205 quid, I think for 205 quid, I'd want proper manufactured things, not just 3D printed stuff. Also this feels very much like a prototype. There was something going on in there that broke. So when I turn that, if you look, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, if you look closely in there, you can see circuit board. Hang on, in the switch. I doubt you'll be able to see it. But yeah, a bit of plastic broke off in there just by turning it. That's all I did was turn it. I didn't turn it with force. That switch was ridiculously stiff. Obviously the top is 3D printed. It just doesn't feel as premium as I'd like it to feel if I've just spent 200 quid on it. And this, that's loose. Keeps coming out all the time. See? However, when you've got a door on, it's better. So to be fair, because I was playing it with the Quest 3S and I didn't have the grips on. And with the door, because you have to put little pads inside if you use a Quest 3 or 3S controller, and it does keep it secure. It's just me at the moment, it's not being secure, to be fair. But still, £205 for all of this. I wouldn't get it. I told them about the broken part and they got back to me. And this is the broken part. So you can see it's snapped here. And they said, we think maybe because the way it's been 3D printed in layers, it's kind of a layer has come apart, which kind of looks like it has if you look at it. So I assumed I was going to get a new one, where the layers are like that instead. I got this one and I thought, oh wow, metal top. Well, actually, this is already a metal top. It's the bottom that isn't metal. And I don't know if you can tell, but it is 3D printed exactly the same in layers like that. So, yeah. I'm not sure if it's better or not because the top's going to be the same, both metal, the bottom's going to be the same, both 3D printed that way, but maybe I'm wrong, maybe they changed their mind and decided they could 3D print it in a different way that's better. I don't know. They have improved the bottom though, it goes on better because it used to be screws that fall out and now they've like built it into it. So, you know, maybe it is better. I will say, though, that out of the Gunstocks I have tried, it is probably one of the best. And I might seem quite negative in the video, but I think that's more a reflection on my opinion on Gunstocks in general. I think they're all a bit rubbish. But this is one of the better ones. Although, as a pistol on its own, I do stand by the fact that in one hand, because you're holding it so far back and not there, it is really front heavy and it is still a bit prototypey, but for what it is compared to all the others, it's probably one of the better ones. But if you are totally into your shooting games and you want that accuracy of when you've got a two-handed weapon and you think that if you switch to a sidearm you can quickly get it off and put this down quickly back over your shoulder and get rid of it, and then when you switch to a two-handed weapon, get it back. If you want all that faff just for a bit of extra vibrating as well, then yeah, sure, go for it. It's a lot of money, isn't it? But it's not for me. I am sorry. I mean, if DeadeyeVR saw my ProTube video, they probably would have thought, yes, let's not send it to him, because he's probably going to say it's rubbish. If you're looking to buy it and you're thinking, oh, it's 200 quid, I need to watch some YouTube videos on it, I bet you, and let me know in the comments, you've seen all these videos and they say, it's amazing, it's so good. Use my affiliate links to buy it, please. It doesn't cost you any extra. I'll put a link down below. It won't be an affiliate link. It's just a link to their website. They're a cool company and they're nice people. And the bow and arrow, even though I didn't like that either because it didn't line up properly, it was very cool. And this is very cool. I always say this at the end when I slag something off, but it's not for me. It breaks too easily and it's too much of a faff. It slows you down. It's cool, but it's a novelty. It's a novelty of a novelty. So if people buy VR thinking VR is a novelty, this is a novelty accessory for a novelty console. I don't think it's a novelty console, by the way. I think it's brilliant. But this is definitely a novelty and it's not needed. Plus, I don't want to have to keep taking my grips off all the time in order to use it because I want grips. Because if I could choose this or grips, I choose grips. Plus, handguns, when you're in VR with your controllers, it feels really real anyway. And I don't want it to be really heavy and giving me a blister. But anyway, that's it. That was the DeadeyeVR. That was the real review, not the lying review, because I want your money. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. If this video helped, give us a like. If you want to see more VR stuff, we might pop up again. We might not. Subscribe if you want, it's up to you. Until next time, play safe.